Hi, this is Donna, and today on our pretend cooking show, I'm going to make some chicken and rice. At our house, we call it Sunday chicken because we usually have it on Sunday morning when we come home from church because it's something we put together really quick and easy, and it's delicious. And you come home and there's nothing like the smell of it aroma coming from the oven. So I'm going to get started because we're about to head out the door. So this is how quick it's going to take to make it. Okay. Depending on the size of your group, of course, I've got cream of mushroom soup. I have 2 different brands, just what I had in the pantry, but this is what we're going to put in here. We're going to start off by putting all this in here. This is super easy. I'm sure you've all made chicken and rice before, but here's the deal is with ours, I use a special seasoning. It's called Sunday chicken. It's my own seasoning mix. I sell it at the farmer's market. I've been making it for nearly 30 years now, and it's a real favorite. I use it in lots of different recipes. So here's the deal. If you watch this video and you want to make this meal and you want a sample of my Sunday chicken seasoning, just let me know, comment, send me a private message, whatever, and I'll give you some for free. Make sure you get some, okay? Yeah, I want you to be able to make this. My husband said cream of mushroom soup is what I happen to have. I think mostly I use cream of chicken, but this one works really well too. My son-in-law can't eat mushrooms, but I don't expect him over. So, and like I said, I didn't have any cream of chicken soup, so this will work. Okay, so I have so you put your soup in. For every can of soup you put in, you're going to put a can of water. So I'm going to fill this up with water, get this going. Okay, I'm going to need 2 cans of water. I'm using filtered water from my RO system. Okay, so sorry. For every can of water or soup, you put a can of water and a can of rice. Now, I'm running low on rice, so it may or may not be super accurate, but that's what you're supposed to do. I'm just going to pour everything I got in here. I think that's pretty close. But the recipe I've always used, yes, it's kind of a rule of thumb. You can make as much or little as this you want, just for every can. Can of soup, can of water, can of rice. Okay. It's very delicious. Now, for my kids, their favorite part was the rice. I mean, like the chicken was kind of, you'd think would be the main event, but they really liked the rice. And then it's funny how each one had their own preference. Some liked it like the mushy part in the middle. Some liked the crispy edges around. But I used to make it just with 1 can of soup. You know, it's like six pieces of chicken. There were 6 of us. 6 pieces of chicken, a can of soup, can of rice, can of water. But it got to where there would be some real fighting going on at the dinner table. Who got more of what, and it was always revolving around. I'm just gonna mix this up. It's always revolving around the rice. So I started doubling my recipe, and that's what I'm doing right now. This is the double recipe. Fits in this pan good. This is like a elongated cake pan. I think it's a 9x13, but you can put it any size. I was tempted to only do half a recipe of this because I don't know who all we're going to be sharing this with. I didn't really get any indication from a few people if they were coming or not to eat, but it makes great leftovers. Another thing you can do with it is when you're done, if you're just tired of eating it, is make chicken and rice soup with it. You just take the chicken off the bone, take all the soupy rice, put it in a pot, add some water, maybe add a little bit more Sunday chicken seasoning. Okay, that is good. That's good. Got it all well blended. And then I'm going to take my chicken pieces and I'm just going to dump them in here. Get you closer here so you see what's going on. Every other. You have enough here to feed a crowd. This rice is going to be really filling. And, whoa, it's getting awful full. Okay, so I dump them in there and let them sit for just a second. Let me wash my hands. Okay. Now, here comes the seasoning. Now, I'm going to coat both sides of this chicken. Let me shake it up just a little bit. There's some fine seasonings in here, and there's some chunkier seasonings, so I like to give it a good shake. In fact, when I sell the seasoning, I leave a little headroom in the jar, if you're buying a jar, because you're going to need to shake it every single time. And here's the key. There's salt in here, and I do have a no-salt version if you have somebody on a no-salt diet. But this particular one has salt in it, but it's mostly other things. So what's in it? We're not giving out that secret, but it's delicious. I see how thick I got it on here. I'm just going to take this chicken and turn it over again. And so they got seasoning on each side of this chicken. This is something I'm going to do right before I head out the door. And then you're going to put more seasoning on top, just like we had it before. Nice and thick. My husband sometimes doesn't like it as thick as I put it on, but I think it's delicious. Okay. And there's a lot of rice in here, so, you know, this looks like a lot of seasoning on top. And none of this is spicy. This is zero spicy. It's just 100% flavor. So that's all there is to it. Coat it really well. Flip it over, coat it really well. And your seasonings are going to all be incorporated in with your rice and all that chicken broth that, you know, comes off the chicken. Be sure to leave the fat on your chicken. This is going to really give that whole thing a good, rich flavor. If you want to take the skin off before you eat it, that's fine. But anyways, at this point, you just put it in the oven, 350 degrees. Oh, I'm going to cover it with some foil. Let me wash my hands. That's chicken on that's bothering me. Cover it with foil, 350 degrees for at least an hour. Maybe even as long as an hour and a half. Depends on the kind of chicken you use. If you use big chicken breast, of course you're going to want to cook it for at least probably an hour and a half. But give it an hour. I think you're going to be pretty safe on that. And then pull it out of the oven. So, you know, we're about to head out the door. Come back in about an hour. And it'll be ready. And we can just sit right down to the table. Make a salad to go with it. If you want to have a side of green beans or something, that's good too. It makes a good home-cooked, flavorful meal with no effort. Let me know if you want a sample, and I'll give you enough to do a recipe, and you can try it out. My Sunday chicken seasoning. Be sure to ask for it. Have a good day.